It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover has completely deactivated her Instagram. Over 2 million followers are now just gone, which begs the question, does she regret siding with Blake Lively in the Justin Baldoni drama?
Oh boy. If you're not familiar with her, she is Colleen Hoover, the author whose novel Justin Baldoni found, optioned, and turned into the movie co-starring Ryan Reynolds' wife and Taylor Swift's bestie, Gossip Girl alum and B-list actress Blake Lively.
Colleen Hoover's Instagram account wasn't just a personal profile. It was a lively gathering spot for over 2 million readers who turned to her for updates on upcoming books, behind-the-scenes peeks, and candid glimpses into her daily life. Then, out of nowhere, the entire page went dark. Fans who had come to rely on her posts for everything from reading recommendations to heartfelt life advice were left refreshing their feeds, wondering if it was a glitch or if their favorite author had truly cut them off. As hours stretched into days with no explanation, the theories poured in. Some thought she was dodging a fresh wave of criticism, while others guessed she might be dealing with more personal issues. What made the sudden vanishing act even more jarring was Colleen's recent track record, a controversial attempt at releasing a coloring book for a story that deals with heavy themes of domestic violence had already put her under scrutiny. So was this disappearance a defensive move against an onslaught of drama she could see coming, or a last-ditch effort to keep an even bigger secret under wraps? Whatever her reasons, the abrupt exit set the stage for a flurry of speculation, throwing gasoline on the already raging fire surrounding the It Ends With Us adaptation, and leaving fans to question whether the author they once adored had abandoned them for good.
But before we unravel whether Colleen is bailing because she regrets siding with Blake, or if something else is up, do me a quick favor, smash that like button and subscribe to keep these drama vibes coming. So let's strap in for another ride through Tinseltown.
It Ends With Us didn't just become a bestseller, it exploded into a cultural phenomenon. Colleen Hoover's novel, celebrated for its raw depiction of abuse, resilience, and healing, won the hearts of millions, especially among young readers. Word spread like wildfire across social media, particularly on TikTok, where creators fervently recommended it to their followers. It wasn't long before the inevitable happened. Hollywood came knocking. The novel's powerful message and loyal fan base made it ripe for a screen adaptation. Justin Baldoni, perhaps best known for his role in Jane the Virgin, was one of the first to champion the project, and fans rallied behind him, thrilled at the idea of this passionate director bringing the deeply emotional story to life. There was one more surprise though. Blake Lively was cast as the female lead. A-list celebrity power could only add to the buzz, but sighs of concern began to creep in. Was Hollywood's star power about to strip this heart-wrenching narrative of its emotional depth, or would the film only escalate the stakes, making a blockbuster as unforgettable as the book itself? The stage was set for a dream team adaptation, but little did fans know the drama behind the scenes would soon steal all of its limelight. Pendant sank seconds long before the cameras started rolling. It Ends With Us had already carved out a rare position in contemporary fiction. The novel's raw exploration of love and domestic strife resonated powerfully with readers, transforming Colleen Hoover from a popular romance writer into a full-fledged cultural phenomenon. It wasn't just about a captivating love triangle or a tear-jerking plot twist. This story tackled personal trauma and generational cycles in a way that felt both authentic and unflinching. As word of mouth spread on platforms like TikTok and glowing reviews poured in from every corner of social media, it became clear that Colleen's emotional storytelling had struck a chord well beyond her usual fan base. Enter Justin Baldoni, the charismatic actor-producer known for championing sincere and heart-driven narratives. With a passion for elevating stories that shed light on overlooked experiences, he saw in It Ends With Us more than just a bestseller. He saw an opportunity to spark genuine dialogue about sensitive issues. Quickly securing adaptation rights, Justin showed a dedication to preserving the novel's depth. Yet the excitement of big-name talent joining the cast, most notably Blake Lively, soon began to overshadow the original plan for an honest, faithful portrayal. In the blink of an eye, what was supposed to be an emotionally grounded adaptation became a star-studded spectacle, with Hollywood hype threatening to bury the story's soul. And that's when the cracks began to form, setting the stage for a controversy no one could have predicted.
So for anybody who hasn't read the book or seen the film already, tell our audience what it's about.
Well, it's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet
From the outside, it seemed like a dream collaboration, a beloved novel lauded for its emotional honesty, a passionate director determined to preserve its message, and a glamorous Hollywood A-lister poised to bring star power to the screen. But not long after production on It Ends With Us kicked off, unsettling whispers began circulating. Insiders claimed that Blake Lively was pushing heavy rewrites, tweaking character arcs, altering key scenes, and sidelining the story's darker undertones, much to the frustration of Justin Baldoni, who wanted to keep the adaptation as faithful as possible. Almost overnight, those quiet murmurs morphed into a tidal wave of rumors. Some alleged there were private squabbles fueled by unapproved script revisions. Others hinted at an undercurrent of personal friction, with claims of flirtatious texts and off-camera clashes that set the internet ablaze. As details grew murkier, fans found themselves torn. Did Blake's star status give her free rein to sculpt the project in her own image? Or was Justin's dedication to the original storyline being stamped out by Hollywood's obsession with spectacle? For Justin Baldoni, it felt like the soul of It Ends With Us was slipping away, piece by piece. Fueling the speculation further was the question no one seemed able to answer. Where did Colleen Hoover stand in this creative tug of war? She'd worked so closely with Justin from the start, but then she seemed uncomfortably silent whenever rumors hinted that Blake's growing influence was driving a wedge into the project. Fans were left on edge, wondering if the novelist, whose work they'd grown to trust, might be turning a blind eye to the cracks forming behind the scenes. Just how far could these rumors go before they toppled the entire production? And would Colleen's next move bring clarity, or cast an even darker shadow on the story she worked so hard to bring into the world?
He alleges in his lawsuit against what many are calling Amber Heard 2.0 that she never even read the novel, and he's got text to prove it.
Even as fans tried to brush off rumors of behind-the-scenes drama as typical Hollywood noise, a new bombshell hit the public eye. Rumblings of an actual lawsuit. Word spread that Justin Baldoni was so incensed by the film's direction, and so convinced that Blake Lively hadn't even bothered to fully read the novel, that he was prepared to take legal action. While no official court documents surfaced online, the Whisper Network was ablaze with talk of leaked emails and text messages allegedly proving that Blake had only skimmed the source material at best. The prospect of a feud so deep it merited legal intervention sent shockwaves through both the literary world and Hollywood's gossip mill. For many, Justin had always seemed like a passionate advocate for Colleen Hoover's novel, someone determined to honor the book's message about love and resilience. If he was willing to risk a lawsuit, people wondered what on earth had pushed him that far. Behind the scenes, some industry insiders suggested his move was less about money and more about principle, an attempt to shield It Ends With Us from becoming a hollow, big-budget spectacle. Meanwhile, the alleged lawsuit placed Colleen Hoover under intensified scrutiny. She'd entrusted her story to Justin, believing he understood its emotional core. Yet here she was, appearing to stand by Blake, even as accusations flew about the actress rewriting the story she might never have fully read. Fans and critics alike questioned whether Colleen had sacrificed artistic integrity for star power, prompting a wave of social media backlash that made her newfound Instagram absence even more suspicious. Was this the last straw for the famed author, or was there still a chance to save her novel from falling apart under Hollywood's brightest and harshest lights?
Oh boy. Perez Hilton here, and if you're not familiar with her, she is Colleen Hoover. So, Colleen Hoover has ended it. She's finally had enough. She just took down her entire page. Not there. You can verify for yourself.
Colleen Hoover's stance in the It Ends With Us quagmire initially seemed like a given. Justin Baldoni had rallied behind the novel from the start, championing its delicate themes and pledging to adapt it with the same sincerity that made the book so powerful. And yet, when push came to shove, Colleen publicly aligned herself with Blake Lively, the very person Justin claimed was twisting the story beyond recognition. Overnight, a flurry of reactions hit social media. Longtime fans felt betrayed that Colleen would side with a Hollywood Hollywood superstar who allegedly hadn't even read the entire book, while some industry insiders argued she was simply making a practical choice, hoping a major A-list talent could guarantee the film's box office success. But Colleen's abrupt pivot added fuel to a fire already roaring with controversy. Critics recalled the ill-advised "It Ends With Us" coloring book fiasco, pointing out that it wasn't the first time she seemed painfully out of touch with the gravity of her own material. As fans scoured her past interviews for clues, many questioned whether she truly believed in Blake's creative direction, or if she saw no way out of a production overshadowed by rumors of lawsuits, star power, and backroom battles. To make matters worse, Colleen's silence on social media throughout this upheaval only hardened perceptions that she was prioritizing fame and connections over preserving a novel that once resonated with readers for its raw honesty. Now, with her Instagram suddenly gone, the question on everyone's mind is simple. Did Colleen commit a cardinal sin of authorship, abandoning the very soul of her story for the glitz of Hollywood? Or is there something deeper spurring this controversial choice? Something fans will only discover when the cameras stop rolling and the dust finally settles. The moment Colleen Hoover deactivated her Instagram, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Social media exploded as fans and critics alike scrambled to make sense of her sudden departure. Hashtags like Team Justin or Team Blake and Colleen cancel began to dominate Twitter and TikTok, signaling that the "It Ends With Us" controversy had reached a boiling point. Loyal followers, once thrilled by her frequent updates and intimate connection with them, now wondered if Colleen had abandoned her fan base in the midst of growing backlash. The speculation didn't stop there. Some users argued that Colleen's absence was a deliberate public relations move to distance herself from the escalating drama surrounding the film adaptation. Others suggested it was the final nail in the coffin of her credibility, especially after her public support of Blake Lively in the face of allegations about her creative involvement. Fans who had once viewed Colleen as authentic and down to earth now questioned whether she had sold out to Hollywood for preferential treatment from A-list stars. Even more intriguing was the deafening silence from Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds. Known for his quick-witted public persona, Ryan's decision to remain completely silent throughout the firestorm only added fuel to the existing theories. On TikTok, creators dissected every scrap of leaked text messages, email exchanges, and snippets of behind-the-scenes drama as their followers eagerly analyzed every detail. Some dug through archived interviews, pointing out moments where Colleen had seemingly hinted at the delicate balance she would need to strike between fans and Hollywood. Did this digital storm signal the end of Colleen's cherished connection with her readers? Or was it just a temporary setback in a much larger game? As the online conversation intensified, one thing became abundantly clear. There was no way to avoid the fallout. The intersection of social media and celebrity culture had turned what should have been a heartfelt book-to-film adaptation into an all-consuming spectacle, with every twist and turn driving fans deeper into the conversation. Colleen's silence, combined with the increasing backlash, left fans more divided than ever. Could she weather the storm, or had her reputation already suffered irreparable damage? Pendant, you eat seconds. Once the rumor mill churned out tales of lawsuits and script rewrites, social media became an unstoppable force of speculation and hot takes. On Twitter, Team Justin trended with fans praising Baldoni for defending the novel's emotional core, while Team Blake roared back from those convinced Lively's star power could catapult It Ends With Us into blockbuster territory. TikTok creators dove in head first, scrutinizing alleged email leaks and patching together theories about how the movie's plot might be deviating from the book. Meanwhile, devoted readers felt torn between their loyalty to Colleen's original vision and frustration over her apparent willingness to endorse changes some saw as betrayal. Adding yet another layer of mystery was Ryan Reynolds' silence, a glaring contrast to his usual knack for clever tweets. With each new rumor, the debate raged on, turning a once celebrated adaptation into a social media battleground where fans and critics alike vied to uncover the truth behind this fast unraveling drama.
You'd think, given all this experience, Colleen Hoover might not just jump to defend Blake Lively, but she did. She did.
Colleen Hoover's credibility took a direct hit when she appeared to stand by Blake Lively rather than Justin Baldoni, the very person who had championed her work from the start. Overnight, fans who once hailed Colleen's relatable, heartfelt storytelling began accusing her of trading the novel's integrity for Hollywood clout. The blowback was swift and brutal, especially among readers who felt deeply connected to It Ends With Us because of its raw honesty about domestic violence and emotional scars. This wasn't her first misstep either. The ill-fated It Ends With Us coloring book had already signaled a troubling disconnect between Colleen and her audience, who questioned why she seemed oblivious to the sensitive subject matter at the core of her story. Now, with legal threats and public feuds hanging over the film adaptation, her deactivated Instagram speaks volumes. Some argue she's simply protecting her mental health, but others say it's a calculated retreat from backlash she no longer knows how to contain. Either way, the once untouchable author now finds herself walking a tightrope between appeasing Hollywood and maintaining the trust of her readers. And the question echoing across social media remains: can Colleen Hoover reclaim the down-to-earth authenticity that first made her a literary sensation, or will this scandal leave an irreparable stain on the reputation she's fought so hard to build?
She was involved in every aspect of this production.
I came here today to say, as a man, that this is wrong, this is toxic, and it has to end.
As the It Ends With Us adaptation saga continues to spiral, it's hard to ignore the colossal gap between the novel's honest examination of trauma and resilience and the chaotic controversies consuming its film counterpart. What began as a heartfelt story about survival and generational cycles has ballooned into a cautionary tale of clashing egos, alleged rewrites, and legal threats. The scandal underscores a harsh truth about Hollywood. Even the most meaningful narratives risk getting drowned out by star power and behind-the-scenes drama if the players involved lose sight of what made the source material resonate in the first place. For Colleen Hoover, the fallout is especially stark. Her unique bond with readers, rooted in empathy and genuine connection, has been shaken by the perception that she's traded emotional fidelity for A-list approval. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's insistence on preserving the novel's integrity suggests that not every producer or director is willing to compromise authenticity for a shot at box office success. In the midst of this storm, the lesson for authors is crystal clear. When big-name deals come knocking, safeguarding the story's essence can be just as critical as landing that major studio contract. Amid the flurry of sensational headlines, there's a sobering reminder lurking. At its core, It Ends With Us sparked dialogue about domestic violence and the cycles that keep people trapped in harmful relationships. Yet the current spotlight is fixed more on leaked text messages and celebrity feuds than those deeper themes. Whether the upcoming film can recapture any semblance of the novel's emotional weight, or if it's now destined to be overshadowed by controversy, remains to be seen. One thing is certain though, in the rough and tumble world of Hollywood adaptations, preserving a story's true spirit is a task that's easier said than done. Hollywood has always been enamored with spectacle, but the It Ends With Us controversy shows just how quickly a meaningful story can be eclipsed by scandal. Rumors of rewrites, whispered lawsuits, and the sudden disappearance of one of the world's most popular authors have proven that even a well-loved novel isn't immune to backroom battles and social media firestorms. As fans anxiously wait to see whether the final film can rise above the chaos, or if it will collapse under the weight of its own drama, there's a bigger question left hanging. When the dust settles and the credits roll, will It Ends With Us still feel like the poignant tale readers held close to their hearts? Or will the Hollywood machine have stripped away the very soul that made it resonate so deeply in the first place? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the road from bestseller to blockbuster has never looked more treacherous.